Hey, welcome back. It's Toby Wong again. If you've been paying attention to my last few videos about how to build an successful online store, e-commerce store, you should know that it's very important to build your own list. And by building your own list, you need to have a um, email capturing mechanism or opt-in mechanism in place. And today I would like to talk about how to increase your response rate by 10% in Autopilot. So let's get started. First of all, if you have been doing online marketing for some time, you know that it's essential to build your list. And email is the primary form of list building since the inception of internet, of online marketing. And email, as you know, that is getting more and more spamming filter, filtering out the right message from you, because you have no control over what kind of message throw through into your inbox. They screen out a lot of potentially spam looking email from you, and you don't even get a chance to see these messages. So for safer bets, to make sure that you get to deliver your sales message to your followers, you should build your own marketing channels. Email is the primary channels and is just the most foundation of it. And the next step up is to build your SMS list. As you know that people are getting more and more reliable on their cell phone, and people might forget about their wallets, but it's rare that they forget about their cell phone when they go out. So it's better to take advantage of being able to send out SMS message to your followers, to your fans, to your subscribers. And you need to capture their phone numbers with some extra incentives. So you give them some kind of value by opting in via email, and you should offer an extra incentives for them to opt in to your SMS list. It could be an extra discount. It could be a free VIP membership that enables them to get a better rate, get a better discount down the road. So you get a picture. You need to build your list of email and SMS. And the third list you can build is your Instagram subscriber list. Instagram, they don't have the broadcast to their subscribers yet, unlike Facebook. But Instagram direct messages allows you to send your followers some messages, sales messages, or anything that you like to talk about to communicate with them. It's one of the channels, one of the pillars that you can build from. And next one is Facebook Messenger. It's very similar to Instagram, but Facebook has its own platform, has its own software, has its own app called Messenger, so that you can follow up with them and you can build your list of Facebook subscribers via the messengers. And the next one is the in-app push notification. You need to have an app of yourself or of your company or of your store first before you can send out push notification to them. So push notification is very similar to SMS. SMS is very limited to the length of the text, and you cannot send out 3D images. You cannot send them interactive images, things like that. But it's good enough for short message, something important, something short, something quick. SMS is perfect for that, and it has really high open up rates, very high responsive rates, as long as you don't abuse that system. You don't send them too often, you don't send them too much promotion for that matter. SMS is the most important form of communication with your followers so far. And in-app push notification allows you to send out multimedia messages like videos. You can send out a lot of different crazy stuff with in-app, but of course they need to opt into your app first. They need to download it, they need to subscribe it, they need to enter the name, email, and depending on what you want to capture, you can ask them SMS. You can feed the SMS message into other platform. So there are a lot of crazy things that you can build with it. But building your own app is a little too expensive for most people, and it does require some resources and budget. So it's not for beginners, but if works right, is very efficient. And next one is phone call. Now, phone call, I would not recommend people to build the same list as SMS, but to send out a automated phone call like other insurance agents, like your realtors who just record a message and then dial the number automatically, saying you pick up the phone. Hi, would you like to sell your house? If so, press 1. Otherwise, please hang up. So it's phone calls should be personal. It shouldn't be doing a bot thing like that. You know that. So it doesn't have the personal touch, and people pick up the phone. A lot of people they're busy working, they're busy catching the bus, they're busy doing a lot of different things, and by rushing to the phone call to pick up a automated message from a robot, that pisses a lot of people off. That includes me. So I prefer not to receive phone call, and if my friends know me, they know that they would send me SMS. They know they can send me a WhatsApp. They can send me messages. Unless it's something very urgent, they will call me. So a lot of time I just ignore the phone call, and especially I can see that who's calling me. If that's a private number is an unknown number, I would just ignore that straightly. All right, last one is direct mail. Now that requires a lot of effort, because you have to ask people to type in their snail mail address. It's a long form, and it does take a lot of time to do that with the fingers on the cell phone, and it's expensive to send out direct mail piece to them. You have to pay for the postage, you have to print out the letter, you have to add a lot of different costs on that to deliver the same message. But if it's read, it's very powerful, especially if people expect a mail from you to their snail mail box. Okay, so they know that they get read. That's why you still see a lot of junk mail going to your door, to your mailbox every day, because it works. But to make this work for you, it takes a lot of testing, a lot of budgeting, a lot of resources, and I don't recommend doing it from scratch right now. So let's focus on how to build a email list, SMS list for now. All right, and I've got this image from the internet, and I know you might question that whether it's legit. Now, if you scroll down to the very bottom, this infographic is made by SMS API, and they have a lot of sources. You can find this online easily in Google. Now, but I checked this infographic. It might not be perfect, but it's generally right. Okay, so basically, email versus SMS versus push notification. That's what I mentioned with your own app, with the push notification, and the ability to receive on devices. Email, you can receive it on desktop, mobile, and laptop. And for SMS, you can only receive from mobile phone and maybe your iPad or your tablet with 5G or 4G with the carrier function in it. And push notification usually is just for mobile phone or tablets. Okay, and the cost of sending email, a lot of people think that email is free to send. For sending small amounts, yes, it's free. Gmail is free to use, Yahoo is free to use, Hotmail is free to use, and to send email to your friends, to your boss, is free. But for mass mailing, if you want to send like thousands of emails every hour, you need a SMTP server for that. You need to whitelist your IP address. There are a lot of things going on if you do this properly with mass mailing. So email is not free to send. It's free to receive, but it's not free to send. And there's a lot of technical challenges to deliver your email to your prospect's inbox in a massive scale. I won't talk about this in this video. It's out of the scope, but it's not free to send email. Comparing to email, SMS is the most expensive because you have to pay for the carrier, and SMS only allows very short messages. If your length is, I think, is over 150 characters, you will be charged double the price for the SMS. And if you want to send multimedia messages, that includes a graphics or I think pictures or videos, I think most carrier out there, they will charge you like 5 times cost per a text SMS. Okay, so it's the most expensive. For push notification, because you have already developed your own app and you have built your subscriber list, and sending the push notification to them is free of charge, but the development cost of it is not free. All right, and the average open rates in bulk messaging. Okay, this is just a rough number. I don't think you still get to have a 21% for email anymore. It's just unless it's very targeted list and unless these people, they know that you contacted them. And for SMS, it's a very high open rates. Over 90% is normal. But for the push notification, depending how many apps your users have on their phone, and they might have WhatsApp popping up messages all the time. They might have the games that send them notification every 5 minutes or so, and your push notification might get buried under that screen. So, and that could be the reason why it has such low open rates. But it really depends what people you have, what kind of list you have, and what kind of audience that you built around your niche. And the read rate within 5 minutes after delivery is 21.6% for email. SMS is 69%. I think is quite high. It's the highest SMS. And the in-app notification, usually because people know that once they know that who sent these messages to them, they will choose to either read it or ignore it. So just like that. Okay, so if it's important, they'll read it. If they know it's a sales message, they just ignore it. And the content, you can deliver content to them via email, graphics, text, or HTML link. SMS, unless you want to send multimedia messaging like MMS in short, which no one would do it in a massive scale because it's just too expensive. You don't want to do that. And for the in-app push notification, is the same as email. You can send emails, you can send text, and you can send HTML link. And the ability to reply, SMS and email are the same. They can click reply button and text back whatever the subscribers want to communicate with you. But for the in-app notification, you cannot do that. You can click the link to contact us, or click the link to text them, to chat with them, to chat with their support. You can do that, but you cannot reply to them on that platform alone. And by receiving it offline, email, you need to connect to the internet with that. But the cell phone, a carrier plan, and your broadband is two different things. You can still receive SMS even though you don't have Wi-Fi access, even though you don't have a internet access. As long as you can call the phone, you can receive SMS. That's how it works. So SMS has the advantage of it. The app notification, you need to connect to the internet. So that's basically it. And so each platform, they have its own advantages. Email and SMS, these two are the most popular. I think I would focus more on SMS and email for now. Push notification, unless you have a big budget, I would not do that. All right, and let me just go back. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the quality versus quantity. So you have built a big list of email or SMS list that you have for like 10,000, 100,000 people. Now, every time, if you don't segment your list beforehand, saying that, okay, I say just the typical squeeze page you have. If you want 15% off our Halloween sale, enter your name and email and phone number. We'll send that to you. And people will just enter the name, email, and phone number. And there's just 3 fields. Okay, so you don't get to know your audience date of birth, the gender, the size, the preference color. You don't get to know any of this. So in the future, if you're just selling yoga pants and you know that majority of your followers, they are female and they love yoga, but you still have like 10% or 20% of male users who do yoga and they follow your list. If you broadcast a female small size yoga pants to all the people in your list, you are losing 10-20% of your male followers, simply because you don't know that these people, they don't want to receive your message because they're not relevant to them. Your message is not relevant to them unless they have a wife, they have a girlfriend, they want to do yoga as well. But you just don't do that, because the point in segmentation is to segment your list beforehand by asking a series of questions. Okay, for instance, I would set up a survey if in the old way using the internet on the online form. We say, hey, in order to claim your 15% off coupon, answer these questions. Question number 1, are you male or female? And then with the drop down box, male or female. Second question, how old are you? From 20 to 50, from 20 to 30, 31 to 40, 41 to 50, etc. And then you get to lead your followers to answer these questions so that you understand them better. With more information, you can serve them better ads. You can send better messages, so that these people will have more likely to be interested to your offer. So if you send out just one message to all followers, the universal to everyone, and you will lose a lot of people, and that will lower the click-through rates. That will increase the opt-out rates, and that will eventually lead you to less profits, because you are losing your subscribers that way, because these people, they think that they are receiving irrelevant information from you. And if you do the segmentation right up front, you get to build a micro list, so to speak. You get to understand them better, and they will respond better. That will result in higher click-through rates, lower opt-out rates, meaning that you get to retain more subscribers, more followers into your list. That eventually will lead to more profits to your pockets. So that's important to select the right channel for your communication, whether email, SMS, or your in-app notification. And you need to segment your list up front beforehand, and it's just a matter of the quality versus quantity. So ideally you should have both quality and quantity, but if I have a small list, I would rather have a small list of targeted subscribers than have a big list of general subscribers of mine. This is how it works in numbers to have a profitable business. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoy it, please comment below and give me some love. Give me some like, share, subscribe, and follow my page. Okay? Talk soon. Bye bye.